Can you run me through the setup of Beer Co? Obviously,
Yeah.
there's we know you're not a brewery,
Yes.
but you obviously need to have a lot of the aspects that go into a brewery. Probably not the machinery, but
Yes.
everything else
Yeah.
and stock on hand. Can you run me through
Yeah.
the challenges of setting up a business like Beer Co, and then kind of some of the challenges that you face early on in the piece?
Yeah, sure. So I guess I took the pots and pans, bootstrapping without, or wearing the boots with no laces on, shoestring startup approach. So I started, literally vacuum sealing hops on the kitchen table and packing up light dried malt extract, much to my wife's dismay, and she sort of kicked me out of the house. Eventually, I went into a third-party warehouse called Hunter Express down in South Dandenong. And then they eventually kicked me out of there because I started with malt down there, and we shipped it to homebrew shops and directly to homebrewers. But then I started putting fridges in and running them off power boards and then asking them to pick different things. So we took the approach that the internet and doing business through the internet was a revolution. I'd seen so many great internet businesses. I'd always struggled coming from the consumer packaged goods industry with why more companies didn't do direct sales, direct to consumer. And so we started with a website, and we were really insistent on all orders being placed online, and we still are, even with our trade customers and those that we give trade terms with. And the reason for that is we thought it was efficient from an ordering perspective, but it gave us a sense of a double check. So if someone telephoned an order in, and it happened when I moved into my warehouse in 2017, I'd be running around with the phone to my ear, picking a pallet or picking products, and then at the same time someone would order on the internet. So I figured it was the fairest and most efficient way for the orders to be dispatched in order of receipt of the orders. And also we had a printed record we could print out, and then I'd witnessed through working inside warehouse and logistics companies like Hunter Express, the way they do it, wherever there's a person involved, you have to have a double backup safety check. So one person would be the picker, and then another person would be the ticker, and they would tick the orders. And wherever humans are involved, as you know, much as we love humans, we make mistakes. So we tried to automate everything, and that was really from the point of view of making everything as efficient as possible. Because the other thing I was very cognizant of, whether you were someone making beer at home, or spirits at home, or a craft brewery or distillery, you really want your goods as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. So that was one of my key principles. And then building relationships with our key suppliers, many of whom value that customer base of homebrewers and distillers and craft brewers and distillers, but they're just not simply set up to serve them efficiently. So they were quite happy for us to be like their sub-distributor. Maybe they were looking after Lion Nathan or CUB or Asahi and dealing in trucks. So, they were like, if you can efficiently pick, pack and dispatch pallets with multiple malts on it to our customers, then you're doing us a service as well as your customers. So we tried to look for areas where we could offer value and in the genuine sense of the word, without sort of being, an intermediary or a middleman who didn't add value.